Winnipeg has been named one of Canada's most livable cities. It's the #1 city in which to raise children.
You can still purchase a home for under $400,000.
What about the fact, Mayor, that it's so darn cold?
Yes, so you heard it correctly. Apparently, Winnipeg, Manitoba is now one of the most livable cities in Canada, and it kind of goes to show you how insane the cost of living in Canada has gotten over the years. But before you start running over to the city, there's something that everyone should probably take into consideration, and that is how cold the city of Winnipeg gets. So as you can tell, I have my jacket on, and it's because I'm actually going to be heading over to Winnipeg over the break, so that's why you see my carry-on over here. I'm actually heading over to the airport right now, but I'm going to be showing you guys how cold does Winnipeg really get in the end of the December, early January months. Also, I recently just got a new carry-on luggage. It doesn't pack as much as my old one, but let's just say my old one was really garbage. Like, you could probably hear it from, if you're at the airport, you could probably hear me because that's how bad the wheels were. In all honesty, the main reason why I'm going over there is because I'm going there for the winter break, but I actually am really curious to see what the weather looks like because I'm looking out my window right now in Toronto and I actually see no snow. And we're in the end of December right now, so I'm really curious to know if there's even snow in Winnipeg or it's just like crazy -40 but no snow, or there's both. So anyhow, I'm gonna head over to the airport right now and I'm gonna take you guys along. It's gonna be a vlog for this video, so enjoy. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get going. So this is me heading over to the airport right now. So Toronto Pearson, our airport is a little bit confusing because we have two different terminals. We have a Terminal 1 that's more for the main international flights, and then we have a Terminal 3 that I like to say more for domestic flights. And don't ask me about Terminal 2 because I think once upon a time it did exist and then it somehow just disappeared. But I like to just think of it like this. Terminal 1 is for Air Canada, and then Terminal 3 is for WestJet. I do have a travel tip for anyone that's going through the Toronto airport, and it's that they have this thing called YYZ Express, and it's a online reservation system for security screening. So you know how normally when you head over to the airport, well, everyone has to go through security, but I guess you never know how long the lineup to get to security is. It could be as short as 5 minutes long, or it could be as long as an hour long, and that could make you either really early or really late for your flight. But thanks to this reservation system, you can go use your phone and you can do this maybe even half an hour or even like minutes before heading over to the airport, because that's basically what I did, and make a reservation or a time slot for yourself, and you're generated a QR code. So what I did was, once I got to the airport, I went to the Air Canada Express line. I showed them this QR code and I got to skip the lineup that could have been an hour long, but thankfully there was actually no lineup at all, so it was a bit of a waste. This is me rolling my carry-on into the plane itself. This carry-on, like I said earlier, it's a lot quieter, but definitely it's a lot smaller. So I noticed I couldn't bring as much stuff as my existing one, but it's okay. The flight from Toronto to Winnipeg is roughly 2.5 hours long, and upon arrival, I could definitely tell the temperature difference. Like, it definitely feels like I am in like a freezer. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick check-in just to make sure you aren't bored, because I get it. It's Winnipeg. All jokes aside, so you see that left castle building that's green over there? The roof is green. That place is called the Fort Garry Hotel, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because rumors has it that it's haunted. Okay, apparently it's been haunted for like the last 50 years or so, and apparently crazy stuff went down on the 13th floor. But as I'm older now, it kind of just sounds like every horror story kind of goes down on the 13th floor. But I do remember as a kid in elementary school that our teachers, or the school itself, brought us there for a field trip. And you might be asking, like, why would the school bring us there for a field trip? I have no idea why. I guess that's what you do when you're in Winnipeg and you got nothing better to do. You force the kids to go to the Fort Garry Hotel so they could see ghosts and decide to leave the city. And if you're curious where I'm heading right now, I went for a dim sum with my family in the morning. But I'm also curious, what's your thoughts about the lack of snow in Winnipeg? Like, did you expect there to be much more snow in the city of Winnipeg? Because I clearly did, and I'm not seeing much snow at all on the roads. Like, all the snow is on the side, and even arriving to Winnipeg, the day I arrived there wasn't even much snow. And even on the day that I left, there still was pretty much a lack of snow. So I actually asked a few of my friends that live in the city of Winnipeg, and they have told me that this year itself, there's like virtually no snow at all. They did say like a couple years ago, there was like a buttload of snow, but this year, I guess so far, they've been pretty fortunate with the lack of snow. This right here is the dim sum place that I went that morning, and it's one of my favorites out in Winnipeg. They do still do push carts, and that's actually pretty rare, not just in Winnipeg, but even in Toronto. Like, even where I am right now in Toronto, there's like maybe one or two that I can think of that still does push cart. So if you're ever in Winnipeg, check them out. So I am back from my trip from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I will say the winter there actually isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Like, I thought there was gonna be at least like 5 inches of snow, but there was actually, I think on the last day I left, which was like the end of December, it started to snow a little bit, but for the most part, wasn't as much snow as I expected. Depending who I ask in Winnipeg, there are two types of people. There's people who love the city of Winnipeg who would never want to leave the city at all. And then there's people who like dislike the city and want to get the heck out of there as soon as possible. And not to say one side's better than the other, right? You gotta just determine what works for you. Anyways, it's a new year, and if I had to make a New Year's resolution, I know I'm not really big on that sort of thing, would probably just to get out of my comfort zone. Like, I know a majority of my videos are recorded on my desk, so it'd be nice to kind of just do things that are more in the streets, show you guys more city related stuff. Like, seriously, I want to kind of go back to when I first moved over to Calgary and I was like really just free making YouTube videos. Like, I literally made a video about the best bubble tea in the city, and I just took my camera and drove around the city, and I had like no fear or any care about any other people. And I think I want to kind of replicate that, because it's been like a few years like that, and I think I had probably one of the most fun making YouTube videos at that time. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my quick little vlog out in Winnipeg. I hope you guys got to see how much snow Winnipeg gets, or if that's your first time seeing Winnipeg, surprise, surprise. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Expect more videos in this upcoming year, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.